This handsome, well-styled gentleman right here is Elijah, my co-partner in debauchery.
And this beautiful, long-haired gent is Kenta.
And we are just so humbled and honored to be here. It's been quite a journey for us, but we hope that the ideas that we've learned through working with communities and lots and lots of collaborations resonate with you in hopes that, some of you who are looking to start a company or organization, sports team, things like that can take this home with you, I guess.
And before we get into this, we'd just like to thank the entire TEDx staff and the entire UC San Diego for allowing us to be here.
I don't know who approved that, but we're here.
But we won't talk about that. That's later.
Who here is into plants, flowers, who likes them? Show of hands, who's... Great, that's awesome. Do you like them?
Kinda.
He loves them, he does. So yeah, our talk has nothing to do with that.
Not really, no.
So...
Actually, we're here to talk about Mudente. And we are essentially the boys of Mudente. As our wonderful MCs said before, we are here today to share with you our creative agency that specializes in creative direction, marketing strategy, and biz dev. Now, what that really means
is that we find people that we're interested in working with, and we collaborate with them to do work that is meaningful for us and for them. So low-key, our company motto is actually do cool shit with friends. And for us, we believe that work is work, but it doesn't have to be boring. It can be meaningful work for you. This year's theme is so perfect because in our agency, that's our third business partner, Evan.
We're really serious people.
We're very serious people. We often joke within our group that we're all one people. So we all come together for a common idea, for a common goal. And we believe in transparency, and we believe in the power of individuals who are like-minded but also willing to challenge you. And those are kind of things we're going to talk about today.
Similar to the Voltron Force, once we link up, we really know how to make an impact. Now, trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they do some cool shit. But actually, we're just a mess. We are. Everything we do takes a lot of time. And, we don't get to sleep much, but when we do, we look a little bit like this. And,
which isn't that bad.
Yeah. And so we'll also be sharing some of our ups and downs and really the lessons that we've learned. So there is this equation that we've come up with, or that has really, other people have told us about it, and we've adopted, which is the equation to do cool shit. It's really, really a simple equation. And it's this right here. So when the right people come together with the right time and the right ideas, cool shit happens.
Whoa!
It's mind-boggling, right? Right? So, a little bit about how we met. So Elijah and I actually met 3 or 4 years ago. It's actually been a little bit. Yeah. During the summer. It was during college still. Yes. And we were houseless, but we were able to find a couch at a mutual friend's house in the outer edge of the universe, which is the outer sunset of San Francisco.
If you're familiar.
If you're from the Bay Area, it's out there. And we connected over a couple bottles of wine. We just got to talking. And what's really important for us, and we'll elaborate, is value. Why? Why are you doing something? And we just aligned. And though it wasn't the right time or we didn't have the right ideas, we looked at each other a little bit like this, like that. And
through those exchanging of values and a few bottles of wine, we were able to imagine something that was, in a sense, beyond ourselves.
Right, and we said, hey, we should be in each other's lives. And oh, technical difficulties. That doesn't count for a time, right?
I know, we're good.
But so today we're going to talk about our experience and looking back, what we've realized we actually did to get to this point, but of course you don't think about it until, which is we found the right types of people to surround ourselves with, we nurtured those relationships, and lo and behold, the ideas came and we collaborated. So kind of the first point that we want to make is surround yourself with the right types of people. It's easy said, but it's really hard to actually do. Over the last couple of years, we've been working on a lot of different projects alone, together, with other people. And we've gotten a chance to work with some amazing, amazing individuals. But as many of you know, you also end up working with the not-so-amazing people. And the one thing we've realized, and we've summed it up now, is if they don't add to your life, subtract them.
And what we mean by this is that surround yourself with people who add value, give you a reason to seek passion, and encourage you. Now, oftentimes, some of those people can be friends. Sometimes they're relatives. In this case, it could be a complete stranger.
And when we mean subtract them, I mean, if they invite you to go get drinks, you don't have to be like, hey, dude, no, that's not going to happen. But just be mindful of the people who do add to your life and really nurture those relationships.
This is a really, really dear experience that we had shared with one of our fellow mates. If you can see him in the corner with his eyes closed and the glasses. This is Mr. Brock, also known as Brockles. We took a lovely trip, no plans at all, to Japan to relish in an experience that hopefully all of us could have left with just a little bit of something. And this is the community that we built. And now, hopefully, in the next few months, we will be working with them to develop new communities and new experiences.
And another thing that we've learned through our partnership especially is find people who are willing to challenge you. Find people who are willing to keep you in check and say no. We actually love hearing the word no, because it's just another opportunity to reframe the problem or reframe the solution. And I call Eli the mama of the agency. And as he says, if mama ain't happy, no one's happy. So just find those people that can keep you in check.
So going back to the outer edge of the world, also known as the sunset.
Because the world's flat. It is.
If you didn't know, if you weren't aware, I don't.
Yeah.
This is what our timeline looks like.
Right. So I don't know who made this timeline or how it ended up here. I guess I made it. But really, it doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense.
Yeah, we went back in time somehow.
We did go back. We did go back in time.
That was fun, actually. I think I remember that.
So just kind of to show that we met 3 years ago, but since then, we've done countless projects, side projects. We've freelanced together. I mean, our agency wasn't like a thing that just happened. It was it was 3 years, essentially. And then finally, we came together.
Surround yourself with people who better you. And what we mean by that is, well, I mean, hello, surround yourself with people who better you. Ask people who are looking for solutions. Look for people who deserve it. Look for people who are actually willing to find those solutions.
Right, and that's a really big thing, especially if you want to find the right co-founder or hire someone new. Those are really important things, is people who actually want to contribute and actually want to create solutions. Not to put him on the pedestal, I often do. But when I met Eli, I mean, this kid was doing like 3 internships. He had a full-time job, was going to school. When I met him, I knew right away that if I was going to ever be successful, one, it would be with someone like him. And if I wanted to share that happiness, I couldn't imagine anybody else to share that with. I really felt like he deserved that. So,
and the sentiment was received because as I was running around like a chicken with his head cut off, with way too many internships and way too many projects to handle and juggle, I wanted someone who I could also rely on and also be inspired and that deserved all of the greatness.
That part wasn't planned.
And this brings us to another point, ownership and responsibility. Now, that is something that we really, really focus in on our agency. One being, obviously, everyone wants a piece of the pie. So ownership and balancing that with responsibility allows everyone to feel like they're taking a piece of what they're working on and pushing it out into the world.
Right, so we'll talk a little bit about projects later, but essentially, a lot of times when we collaborate with individuals, we don't give them tasks. We actually just ask them what they want to do, which is a crazy concept. And they look at us because they've never been asked, because for us, it's all about doing fulfilling work. So we just say, hey, what do you want to do? And we let them do it. The second part is imagine bettering yourself for and through others. This is all about nurturing those relationships. What we've realized, it's actually between these relationships, the process of nurturing those and trying to better yourself and other people, that the ideas actually come from. So what does that really mean? So first of all, it's so easy to get burnt out. It is. So be mindful of what you need as a human being and what you need as a professional, and actually do those things. For me, I need to go to the beach, I need to skim, I need to surf, or else I just can't function as a human being. So be mindful of that. It's so easy to burn out. The second thing is once you understand what you need and you give that to yourself, help other people. And that actually just means ask someone, your partner, what do they need? I know he needs his alone time, and I do too, so we respect that. And so give that to them. And the second is also, how can I help you? It's all about how do I give resources to my communities, my collaborators, my partners, because for us, design is about solution, and it's about trying to better something. So it's, again, in this process of trying to better yourself and better other people, that's where the ideas come from, at least for us.
And always, always remember to be vulnerable. Sometimes it's going to hurt. Sometimes you'll fall flat on your face, and often you'll get right back up.
Right. So vulnerability, just to add, if you have too much ego and you're not able to be vulnerable and transparent, you can't help yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with other people.
And remember, always, always ask questions. Imagine if these bored girls asked why they were bored.
Actually, they might still be bored, but
Probably still would be bored, you're right.
ask for help. That's another point. Ask questions, ask for help.
And don't be afraid to find a shoulder to lean on.
We believe in friendships. We're constantly seeking to learn from other people, as well as learning from ourselves.
This next point that we want to hit, the power of trust and the power of community, is really, really dear to us. About, I'd say, 6 months ago, last summer, we decided to launch a lot of different things. To sum it up, one of those being a publication and another one being a docu-blog. And when we started these concepts in our head, they were really, really dear to us. All we wanted to do was work on things that we were passionate about. Everyone asked us questions, we received a lot of flack, but all we wanted to do was be passionate about something.
Right, and people said, how are you going to actually do that? So for us, it was just all about trust. It was trust in ourselves, each other, and it was trust in the community. We knew that if we built something, if we created something that we really love to do, then somehow it was going to work out, and our community pulled through. I mean, it's amazing. A couple of months ago, we traveled to Portland, Seattle, and New York to meet people we've never met before. They were our Instagram friends, so kind of humbling.
So bringing it all back together, we know that the right ideas plus the right people at the right time equals cool shit. But there's one variable that we left out, this idea of time.
Right.
When does that come into play, Kenta? Can you
So the
share?
trick is that there is no right time. That's the trick, or the big reveal. Every moment is the right moment, but there is an aha moment, and you just have to be ready for that. So I know we're running out of time, so our last point is collaborate, build community, and be epic. So after you've found the right people and the right ideas, come together and work on things. Quickly, the lessons that we learned through this is that let it go. There's no place for ego. in success, especially in a collaborative effort. Your ideas are yours very much, but like a child, watch it grow. Let it be influenced by everybody who wants to help it grow.
And simultaneously, always, always, always take ownership. No one wants a faulty deed, ever. Trust me, it means nothing.
And of course, take risks. That's not my bank account, but it's looked like that before. And it's really scary, but just trust that if you take the risk and you believe in your community, what we believe in is poignant rebellion. So just go do it, it'll work out.
And always remember to rejoice in the entire process, because that is what it is. It is a journey. It is something that you cannot paint. You actually have to live it.
Yeah.
So embrace it.
Yeah. And appreciate one another.
Oh, that too.
Appreciate each other. That's a good thing. So to wrap everything up, TED is amazing because it's all about sharing ideas, and we believe in this. Ideas can become what can begin with him or me, but only becomes through everybody. TED is not TED without everybody here listening and participating and hopefully taking that back home and improving on those ideas.
And something that we've learned is that if you actually build it, go figure, they'll actually come.
Yeah. It can be very disheartening at first, but just keep working at it, keep working at it.
So taking it all the way back to the outer edge of the world, because the world is flat, as we know.
We're not scientists.
We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. We were exchanging values and having some lovely wine. And now, 3, give or take 4 years later, we're here in front of all of you, rejoicing in the experiences that we've been able to both share with ourselves and our greater community. And that is an idea that is worth spreading.
So I know these concepts are really simple and they're almost duh, but that's the point. We forget about them. So we went we bent back in time and we're finally got to this point, and you can definitely do it as well. Just trust in your community, trust in yourself, go out and do it. And we can go to the last slide, party, party, party. You never know where your next co-founder, community, collaborator is gonna be. So right now, turn to your left, one of these things, say hello, and tell them what you do. You can do that right now.
Yeah, you. I want to see more of it. No,
say
come on, guys. Get active. Talk about it. Come on.
And then,
yeah, I hear it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Turn to your right.
Turn to your right. Now do it again.
That's probably your friend on the left.
No, it's on your left, right? Thank you. Exit left.